Hey guys, welcome back to some more Splatoon 2. We're done with World 4 and we're ready to get out of here, but hang on, I gotta short circuit another surge protector. These things are never gonna get short circuited. Or actually, no, they are. Reverse.
Octogalaxy really needs to get better equipment, man.
For real.
Get those uninterrupted power supplies, put it on a battery. And I'll still fry it.
I wonder what the people of the city is gonna think when their whole power goes out and they all look at one guy as like, did you do it?
Zapfish!
Look, it wasn't my fault. Agent 4 did it.
The great Zapfish was kidnapped.
Oh, not again. That's the 5th time this week.
This week? I thought it was all in one day.
You know how fast this thing gets stolen? It does feel like the same day.
So, this world is futuristic.
It's also massive. This is by far the largest hub world in Splatoon 2 single player. It's so big, they had to put checkpoints in it. That should tell you how massive this hub is. No other hub world has had checkpoints yet.
Yeah, we're trying to just keep spamming the shoot button on the charger.
Gotta do that tap shot, because no way I'm gonna do a full charge just for a kettle. But this one I will, 'cause it's so far away. This is the hub world I highly recommend out of all of them. You take your time and open up all the kettles before you start playing levels, because you really want that super jumping. With how massive this hub is, it's better to super jump around than to just manually go to every single world after a while. So do all your exploration first.
That way you can get the sunken scroll and Sardinium along the way, and you don't have to worry
Was you about to ready to say sea scrolls or something like that?
Some sunken sea scrolls. The dead man
I was like,
scrolls.
what's the sea scrolls? We already got the sunken scrolls.
I mean, I think he just wants to see snails next. I mean, everyone does. That's how we get the good gear.
I want snails.
When's our next Splatfest?
Just level up past level 30 and it'll be fine.
I want my snails, man.
Because that's how you get it now. Then Splatfest or no more in Splatoon 2, every level, starting at level 30, gives you a sea snail. Oh, it's that long grind to get snails now.
Wait a minute. No, Splatfest and... Oh, alright, I'm out.
I mean, we had the last official one with Chaos vs. Order, except no, we didn't. We had like 4 more after that. Yeah, what's logic?
Well, you see, there was a long development cycle between Splatoon 2 and 3, so, we need to keep the fans entertained.
Yeah, and then 2020 happened.
Yeah.
And things were getting delayed. But we have this big online game that sells a big fan base to it that has a lot of active players, so let's just go back for a couple repeat events and then do a Super Mario themed event, because why not?
Because it's, Super Mario Brothers 30th anniversary.
So the final Splatfest officially was right. There was chaos after all, because we got more events after it.
I'm gonna be honest, I was glad there was more Splatfest though, because I had just joined into the game at that point and I wanted to play more Splatfest. So
Yeah, so you have to play the actual final Splatfest in 2.
I did.
Yeah, what a parallel too. If we can go back for a second on that front. When we did Splatoon 1, at that time, you've played a little bit of that single player, and then you just didn't really click with the game. But then with Splatoon 2, that's a whole 180.
I'm sorry, I didn't play that Splatfest. Don't kill your character because of it.
Don't kill her.
No, I never thought I would like I never thought I liked Splatfest. I hate it.
So does every professional player that just wants to play ranked mode.
Oh, okay, so I was right. I'm not taking that back then. But no, I never thought I would like Splatoon because I tried it when it first came out and I was like, this isn't my style of game. I'm going back to what I like. Then all of a sudden, I just started playing it and I liked it more.
A certain someone kept playing it over and over again, and it became slightly enticing to play it.
Look, man, this game series has a lot of replayability. Can't help.
Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
Thanks, Lester. You got her into Splatoon.
Not that that's a bad thing.
Hey, you help too, play it all the time on your screen. Like, man, that looks fun. I should probably try that.
I get to be a squid and a kid? Man.
Nah, Team Octling.
No, I get to be an Octoling. Oh, okay.
That's what my character is in 3, so don't blame me.
Ah, you're referring to the great race war known as that one Splatfest in Splatoon 2. People never looked at the opposite race the same ever again. They all wore specific shirts.
Who won that one? I'm curious.
I think it was Inkling. I can't remember.
Oh.
I believe it was, yeah. I had to pull back up the results. But I believe popularity was split down the middle because people were so used to Inklings, but they also really liked Octolings being in the game.
I like the Octolings. I think they're cool.
You like octopuses more than squids?
Yeah. Well, what are you talking about? Squids aren't real.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that one Miiverse post told me which squids were real. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Dang, that Miiverse post. It technically is law, don't you know? Because that's how weird Miiverse can get.
Yeah. It's like...
Seriously,
man,
why?
I wish squids were real. And then I could comment and respond.
It's like, man, I have some news for you, sir. Have you gone to an aquarium?
And the funny thing about that...
Have you gone to science class? Really?
Have you ever not dissected a squid in high school?
Nah, we only do frogs around here.
Y'all tell that to an Inkling. They're already shimmering.
But, no, it was funny because that Miiverse post said, I wish squids were real, and the guy had a comment underneath it said, they are.
A man speaking the truth. The harsh truth. One problem that Miiverse commenter didn't realize was true.
I miss Miiverse sometimes, but then I'm also glad it's gone. Just because of that.
Then you realize what it's done, yeah. It's like, man, there's been some very questionable posts in some very well-known games that make me question, have people ever held a controller in their life? And the answer is probably no.
No, they're the people that hold the N64 controller wrong, and then you want to just scream.
Probably upside down.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I held the N64 controller like on both ends, like you're supposed to in Kirby 64, okay? I'm sorry, I didn't know that you were supposed to.
Did you hold them on the ends, or one on one side and one in the middle?
No, I held him on the ends when I was younger. It wasn't until my friends started getting onto me about when we were playing Smash Brothers. It's like, what? How are you holding your controller? I was like, this way, and they're like, dude, that's the wrong way how to hold a controller. I'm like, what do you mean? They said you hold it like this. And I'm like, that's so weird. And they're just like, no, you're weird. I was like,
The day we had to question how to hold a gaming controller.
Well, I mean, you're just learning how to claw grip controllers early. That's really all that is. I'm looking back at those Splatfest results, and we were right. Yeah, Squid versus Octopus. That Team Splatfest, Team Squid won, but Team Octopus had more votes. But it was still kind of close. It was 44 to 55 in the voting.
oh, wow.
The Octos were a little over 10% ahead, but they lost in both the solo and team scores, so that just, yeah, nope, you lose. That was kind of the problem with the scoring, at least with Splatoon 2 after a while, is that popularity didn't really matter as much as the actual wins in games, and usually solo and team both had the same percentage. If not, they're like maybe a few points off by like a percentage or two. So it just basically meant if you won games at all, you just won.
All right, Sheldon, what do you have for me today?
It's our last weapon.
A paintbrush?
It took this long to finally get the auto brush.
How good was the auto brush and do? I can't remember.
It was good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. You've seen a lot of people play brushes in Splatoon 2, especially with Clamplet's release, because they were a really good weapon for that mode. Octobrush is seen as the more killer of the two different brush types, because it is slower, but it has a bigger swing arc, so it can do more damage because of, well, the brush being bigger. And it was a pretty good weapon. I saw a lot of people play this in Splatoon 2, and still in Splatoon 3. One of the best uses of the Zipcaster special is with Octobrush in that game.
Okay. I played like 2 weapons in 2 before 3 came out, and that was it.
Lester over here like a Chad, he just knows where the invisible platforms are. He just
Yeah, it's like I've played this level before or something.
Played this level, I'd say more than just before.
At least like 10 times, because one per weapon.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a great question. I don't know why I did that. I barely used the hero replica weapons.
What's wrong with you?
If anything, I mainly used the hero shot replica, and that was about it.
But don't you want to use the Octobrush replica?
I mean, it does look good. I just didn't play many different weapons that weren't shooters in Splatoon 2. I'm doing that more now in 3, but like brushes I basically never really touched until Splatoon 3. Like even in Splatoon 1 I never really used them. It's because I didn't want to mash the button with my fingers. I didn't want to give it out. Because that's the problem with using both the sloshers and the brushes. After a while it can just tire your finger. You gotta keep on pressing the button to use it.
This looks so weird. You're like on a very thin line, yet you're fine.
He's just on invisible platforms.
Yeah, because it's not really that thin. It just looks only that because I only cover like a piece of the platform.
Imagine him using, like, the whole level is you have to use the lens of truth to find out where the platform's at.
Oh,
He
God.
already knows where the
No.
platform's at.
Yeah, that's essentially these levels.
That's what these levels are. This
I
is lens of
cannot
truth
do
level.
this then, because I'm not good at with the lens of truth.
I mean, this is a staple in every Splatoon game. Even in 3, they did this.
Visible platform, yeah. Only way you can reveal it is if you just ink it.
Wait, their lens of truth doesn't conserve magic?
Now it just conserves ink.
Oh, that's their magic, okay.
It doesn't ink, isn't ink basically the magic of the Splatoon world anyways? So.
Yeah, essentially. That's how we solve all of our problems, by just throwing our ink everywhere.
These poor enemies never saw it coming. Quite literally.
Yes. According to Marie, yes.
Yes.
Wait a minute, are we out in space? It looks like we're out in space.
It does look like it, but it's more like an amusement park style level, just with the confetti in the background.
Okay, I was gonna say, I thought only Sonic could go out in space and not have to worry about breathing.
Mario does too, apparently.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that plumber is fine without a spacesuit.
I mean, on Mario Odyssey, he was on the frickin' moon. He was like, "Oh, I'm fine. No spaceship. There's no space suit for me.
I've done this before. I can do it again."
I've been on the moon before. I was in Mario's land too."
Yeah, that's the only game Mario went to space in and had an actual spacesuit. And then starting in Galaxy, he's like, I learned how to breathe. I breathe in space.
I'm glad you finished that sentence because he said, "Yeah, that's the only other game Mario's been in space." I'm like,
Yeah, everything past Land 2 doesn't exist.
I was like,
Oh, poor
let me
Mario.
tell you about a little game that came out in 2007 called Mario Galaxy and its sequel.
This is like, it's like, no, I don't believe in this. This holds up the sequel too. It's like, okay, now there's more proof. Holds up Odyssey. Oh no, not the trifecta.
So what you're telling me,
3D
like,
World.
so what you're telling me, like, squids don't exist, Mario Galaxy doesn't exist.
Mario Galaxy. I wish Mario Galaxy was real.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a myth. I mean, it really doesn't exist because it was only on the Switch for a handful of months and then delisted. So that means it doesn't exist, right?
Oh.
It doesn't exist. That's why that copy is over there on my shelf over there.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't exist, except on my own shelf.
How did you get this? How did you get this?
What is this? Let me check your weapon log. Yep, data's coming through. Oh man, you're really good stuff.
Wait, hang on. This data you just drew an Among Us back there. What? Why? Okay, this is just how all brush players are. All right, I'm just gonna put that in the notes.
Hey, better than Fortnite.
Yeah.
Wait. Kelly made a blog post?
Yeah. That's actually how she was communicating her emotions throughout this story, or at least in-game. We know about the storyline for the comic leading into Splatoon 2, and she's kind of saying the same stuff we pieced together so far. She's getting worn out from being a very well-known celebrity running all over the place, doing all this different stuff. Taking a toll.
But everybody likes Marie better, huh?
Yes, apparently. Although, it seems like Callie was a lot more invested in a lot of projects. I mean, Marie has a talk show that happens at 2,500 hours, so, never. There's like, whoever you hired to get that time slot, Marie, you should probably fire them, because it's never happening.
Unless it's like, you know, daylight savings time. Like it ended yesterday.
Because, like, even then, I'd still feel like that may not work, because then I'd be backwards, not forwards on time.
Lester, I hate you. Look how fast you're going through these levels.
Man, it's like I had to play them 10 times to unlock all the hero replica weapons or something.
And
Now imagine doing this with the roller. God! And the charger, too. Oh. Anything that's a slow shot, oh man, this level's bad. Like, it's so fun to go through with the fast-paced weapons, especially the dualies, which is what the level's designed for. But anything slow-paced makes this level a whole lot harder.
God, Lester, this is why you're recording these games, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I even just showed us some of the tech right there with dualies on the ride rails. If you do the dash move, you actually go a little bit faster on the rail itself, and you can immediately plummet down to the ground. So if you just want to get straight down, do a dash in the air. Preferably do not do that over Bottomless Pit, learn the hard way.
Then again, I bet you was, I sit there and I'm like, oh, he's doing all these tech. I was like, I wonder how many times he had to hit restart on levels.
We don't talk about the Auto Brush level. We don't talk about that one.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Do we want to know this story?
Let's just say, at least for my own channel, what, like a 20-minute video turned into an hour and a half? Majority of that no one ever seen.
Oh my gosh.
Yikes.
Well, let's just say, reading the same dialogue multiple times in a row, you kind of get tired of it. just a bit.
Hey man, you know, we have those off days where we play like a 5-year-old, okay? And it's called recording curse.
Wait.
5-year-old?
What do you mean off days?
Good point.
Just like that, like, you saw how that Octarian saw you the last second before his life flashed before his eyes? Yeah, it's kind of like that.
That's a mood.